Gangs of Nazi youth roam through Jewish neighborhoods, breaking windows of businesses and homes as Hitler's reign of terror continues to escalate. Jews throughout Germany are being arrested and sent to concentration camps.
How'd you get that sunshine in your smile? Tell me, beautiful, where you going, beautiful? How'd you like to romance for a while? When you're near, what joy and cheer you're bringing. Can't you hear the bees and birdies singing? Oh, hello, beautiful, how can you be true?
Abend, Herr Mangrove.
Fahren Sie zum Flugplatz. Kommen wir so schnell? Wir haben Zeit.
Jawohl, Herr Mangrove.
Meine Damen und Herren, Per im Flug 223 nach New York ist zum Einsteigen bereit. Ladies and gentlemen, Per am Flight 223 is now boarding for New York.
You've stopped loving me, haven't you? What haven't I done? Just tell me what you want me to do.
I want you to rest, Emma. You're having difficulty breathing again. And I don't want you to have another one of your attacks.
You've changed so much in these last 3 weeks.
Here you are, Mrs. Sachs. I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. Would you like a blanket? I brought one along for you, just in case.
Yes, I would. Thank you.
I'll tell you, it's getting a little jelly beaners up here. But it'll warm up by the time we serve dinner. I'm sure you'll both be happy to know that the flight captain tells us that it was warm and beautiful in Connecticut this morning, especially in Rowayton.
Rowayton? How do you know Rowayton? It's such a tiny place.
We're neighbors, Mrs. Sachs. I'm from Stamford. And I used to ride my bike past your house when I was in high school. I believe you know my fiancé, Larry Carter.
Larry Carter? Oh, yes, I was in the board of directors of his theater. Oh, I'm so glad for him. He's been so lonely since his wife was killed. What's your name?
Mimi. Mimi Barnes. There. How's that?
You're a good doctor, Mimi.
Well, I don't know about that, but you're gonna feel a whole lot better once you get back into your own bed. I know I always do. Is there anything else I can get for you, Mrs. Sachs?
Just a glass of water when you have a chance.
Sure.
Hello, beautiful. How'd you get that sunshine in your smile?
Oh, my goodness, what a great line. You really shouldn't waste that stuff, you know. May I ask you a question, Mr.
Wheeler, John Wheeler.
How many times have you used that line before? Now, be honest.
17. But this was the first time I really meant it, honestly.
Oh, boy, you are fast on your feet.
I used to be a dancer.
I bet you were. Well, if you'll excuse me, Mr. Wheeler.
I couldn't help overhearing that you come from Connecticut.
That's right. Ever been there?
No, but that's where I'm going. I've got business in Hartford. Is that far from Stamford?
It's not far. It's about 3 hours by train.
How about you and I having dinner together on our way back to New York?
Say, that's a swell idea, so long as you don't mind if my fiancé joins us.
I understand. But, maybe by the time we land, you won't even need that handsome, imaginary fiancé to protect you.
I'll tell him you think he's handsome.
You love me, don't you, Larry? I know, but say it.
My lovely little girl. If only I hadn't touched you.
Oh, Larry, don't talk to me as though I were the little country girl ruined by the city slicker. I knew what I was doing. I'm proud of it.
You don't know anything about me. You read about me in the papers. You know me for 1 month.
How can you...
Yours was a beautiful month, but you don't really know me. You know less about me than that waiter who just left the room.
We've been together every day.
Yeah, as lovers. But we've hardly spoken a sensible word to each other. You know I don't like pink. And I eat my oysters without cocktail sauce. That's all right for a month. But that's not me.
And tell me you murdered a man in Alaska.
Können Sie mir vorgeben?
I'm sorry, I don't speak German.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I thought you were German. Would you have a light for my cigarette?
Oh, sure. I'm afraid all I know how to say in German is Wiener Schnitzel mit plenty of Kartoffeln.
Thank you.
You bet.
I don't believe this.
Oh, for God's sake, will you listen to what I'm telling you? You're young and fresh. I'm burned out. You're not even grown up. You're a kid at 29. I'm almost 50 years old.
I don't care about
It's not just age, it's everything. You've never known anything but Park Avenue and Butler's, fancy restaurants.
That's not true. I've got a job. I go to work every day.
Yeah, it's a fashion to have a job in your crowd. Listen to me. If we got married, it probably wouldn't even last a week. You don't know what it means to be up against it, to be fighting them every second, to pull yourself up hand over hand. Line.
What, Mr. Carter?
Could I have the line, please? Would you just give me the god...
Hand and have them waiting up there with the...
No, I know the rest. Hand over hand. You don't know what it means to be up against it, to be fighting them every second, to have to pull yourself up hand over hand and have them waiting up there with a... Oh, God. How the hell did I get into this mess? Why did Alex have to get pneumonia the week before we opened?
Gosh, come on.
I'm a director. I'm not an actor. I don't want to act anymore. Don't you understand that? I do not want to do it anymore. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize to everyone in this theater. Forgive me. I'm behaving like an actor. Could we pick it up, please, from Mr. Renault's line? It's the fashion to have a job in your crowd? Why, certainly. It's the fashion to have a job in your crowd.
Here you are, Mrs. Sachs.
You've got to wait, Emma. You just took a dose before we left the hotel.
Give it to me. I know more about angina than any doctor does. I need it now. Promise you, it won't do me any harm.
Can you wait just a little while?
Please give it
It's
to
a
me.
long flight, Emma. We have only one dose left.
Please give it to me.
Let me have your glass. I don't want you to spill it.
Will you please give it to me?
Emma, don't spill it!
Oh, damn you!
I've put up with everything you've asked me to do on this horrible trip. 5 hours of interrogation in a freezing room that stunk of urine so that I could help you steal money to your people. And now you insinuate that I purposely spilled your medicine. I won't let you do this to me, Emma.
I hope I'm not intruding. My name is John Wheeler.
What do you want, Mr. Wheeler?
I was wondering if I had the great honor of meeting Emma Sachs?
Yes, you have that great honor.
Your husband was a hero of mine. I'm from Chicago. I used to read about him in every newspaper I could get my hands on. I just wanted you to know how much I admire you for carrying on his work. To get just one Jew out of Germany today is a tremendous accomplishment. I am so proud to meet you. And by the way, I'm not Jewish.
Neither am I, Mr. Wheeler.
Oh, yes, I know. Oh, may I?
Thank you.
This is my companion, Rachel Singer, Mr. Would you tell me your name again?
Wheeler. John Wheeler.
Please sit down, Mr. Wheeler. It hurts my neck looking up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
May I serve you, ladies?
Yes, please.
Where do you live in Chicago? My mother was born there.
Well, actually, I'm not from the big city itself. I live in a little suburb. But my office is just off of Michigan Boulevard. Mrs. Sachs, weren't you afraid to be in Germany after what they did to your husband?
Otto Sachs and his wife both died in Germany 5 years apart. That would be bad publicity, don't you think, even for the Nazis? No, if they really want to kill me, it would be foolish to do it in Germany, don't you agree?
I never thought of that. You're very smart, Mrs. Sachs.
I need to be.
Well, I tell you, I'd feel a hell of a lot better if you weren't traveling around so much. We love you, you know? And they're butchers, all of them. Please, Mrs. Sachs, tell me that you're going straight home for a while.
I'm going straight home for a while. Would you excuse me, please? I need to rest.
Oh, sure. Excuse me.
Good day.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Welcome to New York. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.
I hope we meet again.
I hope so too, Mrs. Sachs. We're neighbors, don't forget, so it may not be that long.
Say hello to Larry Carter for me.
I'm sure I will.
Bye.
Thank you. That's enough for today, except for the musicians. I need you for maybe just 5 or 10 minutes, okay? And I'm giving everybody off tomorrow morning. Of course, I have a heavy date tonight. Very heavy, maybe 300 pounds. Oh. So, enjoy yourselves, get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you here tomorrow at 12 noon, okay?
Good night, Cash.
Good night, honey. Let me help you. Thanks for putting up with me again.
Oh, please. I'd go over lines with you, Cash. Honest, I would, but I've got to rush home.
Everything all right?
Yes, sure. My Aunt Emma's coming home from Europe today, and we always have a welcome home dinner for her. God help the person who's late.
Would you say hello for me? I really miss seeing her.
Sure thing. Good night, Cash.
Good night,
I'll see you
honey.
tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, where are my boys? There you are. Oh, say, Jimmy, would you set up 4 straight-back chairs upstate center for me, please?
You got it.
Now, boys, the reason they call this play Dinner at 8 is because a rich lady is giving a dinner party at 8 o'clock. Any of you fellas see the movie?
Yeah, you're playing the John Barrymore part?
That's right, Larry Renault. Don't remind me. Sit down, boys. I know you fellas aren't actors, but please try not to slouch too much in your chairs.
You'll all be dressed in red jackets so you look like Hungarian musicians. But when you play that first number, I want it to really swing. Your cue will be when the clock strikes 8 o'clock. When you hear that first gong, you start playing.
And gong!
Wonder would those eyes refuse me? Oh, joy, look at those lips, look at that sweet smile. Pardon, just please excuse me. Hello, beautiful, how'd you get so beautiful? How'd you get that sunshine in your smile? Tell me, beautiful, where you going, beautiful? How'd you like to romance for a while? When you're near, what joy and cheer you're bringing. Can't you hear the bees and birdies singing?
What's up?
Oh, I'll tell you later. I don't want to spoil anything.
Are you leaving me?
No, silly.
Well, I don't care about anything else. Tell me.
Emma Sachs was on my flight. When we said goodbye, she crushed a note into my hand. The note said, "I'm going to be murdered."
Nothing else?
When she handed it to me, she said, "Please say hello to Larry Carter." I promised her I'd come and see her.
Well, why don't you call her right now? It's not too late.
My heart is pounding so fast.
That's all right. I'm going to examine it later.
Hello?
Oh, hello. This is Mimi Barnes. I was a stewardess on the flight that Mrs. Sachs took from Germany. I promised Mrs. Sachs that I'd call and see how she's doing. I wonder if I could speak to her for a moment.
She can't be bothered now. Try tomorrow, please.
She hung up on me. Thank you.
Thank you, Gertie. Another wonderful dinner. Well, if my mother could cook like that, I would have never left home.
Gertie, you put something in that gravy tonight that was just, well, it was magic.
You allowed to say what that was?
Vinegar?
Vinegar. Of course.
It's wonderful. You are certainly the best cook I've ever eaten. Oh, no. I mean...
You're disgusting.
No. Well, goodness, I don't know how you're supposed to say that.
Are you ready for your tea, dear?
Not now, Gertie. I'll ring. Ask the others to come up, please. So you stole money?
Borrowed, Aunt Em. I only borrow money from the company when I know that certain shares are going to go up, and they always do.
Oh, you must be a millionaire.
No, well, they don't always go up, but most of the time, honestly. And I always replace the money as soon as the dividends come in. And I could this time, too, but some rotten luck made them decide to examine the books a week earlier this month, and I'll be caught short before I can put the money back. I'll go to jail, Aunt Em.
You want me to give you money again?
Borrow. I only want to borrow just for a little while.
Come in. Sit down, everyone. I won't take long.
I'll be going, Emma, dear. I just wanted to say thank you for letting me join you. It was a wonderful dinner.
Sit down, Paul. I want you to hear this, too. As my secretary. You'll be handling some of the details. I want you to know I've decided to change my will. The Nazis are going to get me sooner or later. I know that. So, instead of leaving all my money to my niece and nephew and my loving companion, I'm going to give it to the people in Germany who are trying to resist Hitler. I'll leave you each something. You won't starve. But no fortune. You'll just have to learn to make do. Paul.
Yes, dear.
In the library, you'll find a copy of Little Women. It's a big orange book on one of the lower shelves. Turn to page 213. You'll find a sheet of my blue stationery with Red Sea Project at the top, together with a list of all the code names and addresses. I want you to make a copy of that list tomorrow morning and take it to Godlin and Schirmer and hand it personally to Max Schirmer. Tell him I'll call him first thing in the morning to let him know what my intentions are. Is that clear?
Yes, dear.
It's been a long day. I'm tired. I'd like to go to bed now. Good night.
May I speak to you for a minute, Emma?
I used to like it when you called me Aunt Emma. You did when you first came to live here. Why'd you stop? Does it make you feel like a child?
Please. Aunt Emma. I want to marry Paul.
Wonderful. Does he want to marry you?
Well, he doesn't have more than a few $100s, and he says he won't live that way. But if he knew that one day, no matter how well he does that, we would have money.
If he loves you, it shouldn't matter.
Huh? I'm pregnant. With his baby, he doesn't know yet.
You are the most spoiled and stupid child I've ever met.
Thank you. Now will you help me?
I helped you. Forgot already? You wanted to be an actress. I helped you go to New York, and you came back with a baby. You weren't even sure who the father was. I helped you find a family for that baby, and I gave them money to raise it as their own. You want more help? Here it is. I promised your mother that I would raise you as my own child. Well, I've come to the conclusion I've been a rotten mother, and now I'm going to try to be a better mother. So here's my advice, darling. You made your own bed. Now lie in it. Good night, Dory.
So, mein Herz, a little rest now, yeah? I got some nice hot chamomile for you.
Thank you. I think I'll sleep here, Gertie, by the fire.
You sure? You won't feel cold when you wake up?
I'll be fine.
Oh, it's too much for one day. It's too much. Now, you drink meine Susa. It's good for you, make you sleep good.
Don't fall to pieces on me.
She won't change her mind.
Yes, she will.
I don't believe it.
I know her better than you do. You'll see.
Well, I hope you're right. Anyway, good night, Dory.
No darling, or dearest, or sweetheart, or my love, or my treasure, or my cherished one.
Good night, my treasure.
Paul.
What are you doing here?
Remember. Do you remember?
You guys get a kick out of torturing people? Make you feel powerful, real mean. I got a family, you know. I mean, you hurt me enough tonight. You want to see me cry? You want to see me cry? Oh, I ain't gonna cry. Come on, big shot. Hit me again.
That's my baby. Queen says 10 simoleons.
Oh, please, I fold.
I'm out.
Well, I'm in.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute, sweetheart.
What do you got, you bluffer?
Ladies' night out.
You ought to go on stage, you know, with your dumb play acting. Look at this. 3 10s. Son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry, gents. I gotta take this call. There's plenty of beer in the icebox. Feel free to help yourselves.
Yeah.
What's up, pal? I'm gonna be murdered.
Yeah, we don't know exactly how serious.
I'll tell you, it may not be so terrible as it seems, yeah? Sometimes you imagine that someone doesn't like you or wants to hurt you or something. Hey, I do it myself all the time.
I hope that's it. We're going to see her tomorrow morning. I'm sorry to bother you, Tony. I know it's your poker night, but I figured, what have we got you for?
That's right, and it costs you nothing. If you feel funny about it tomorrow, or you don't get any response, just give me a call.
Thanks, pal.
Meantime, go out and have yourself a nice Italian dinner.
We just had a nice French dinner. I'm just about to have dessert.
Good, enjoy yourself. We'll talk tomorrow. Please, don't worry about anything.
Thanks.
Okay, buddy.
Feel better?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Holy smokes.
I used to peek into these windows on my way home from school. Everyone said how rich the Sachs family was, and I wanted to see one of them for myself, but I was so nervous they'd catch me and call the police. I'm still nervous.
What is it?
Hello. I hope I'm not bothering you. I was a stewardess on the plane that Mrs. Sachs took yesterday, and I promised her I'd stop by.
Mrs. Sachs is very sick. Please, go away.
Excuse me.
I said excuse me. I'm a friend of Dory Bernheim's. I'd like to see her right away.
What is your name?
Mr. Carter.
Come in. Wait here.
How'd you like to wake up next to her in the morning?
Depends how good a cook she is.
Hello.
Hi, I'm a friend of Dory's, Larry Carter.
Oh, Mr. Carter. I'm, Dory's brother, Rudy.
Well, this is my fiancée, Mimi Barnes.
How do you do?
Hello.
Please, come in. Dory and I are just having some coffee in the study.
Thanks.
Cash.
Hiya, sweetheart. This is the famous Mimi.
Hello. Oh, Cash has told me all about you. Please, won't you come into the study?
This lady tells us that Emma's very sick. We were hoping to say hello.
Aunt Emma had a massive stroke last night.
Oh, no.
Her doctor says she must have been just completely worn out after her trip.
Is she in the hospital?
No, she's upstairs in her bedroom. Would you like a little coffee?
Oh, no, please, please
don't. That'd be swell if it isn't too much trouble. Thanks. I think we could both use a little coffee right now.
Gertie, would you please bring 2 coffees?
Gertie found her this morning and cleaned her up a little, but she's just laying there now. Her eyes were open for a little while, but I don't think she could see anything.
What do you mean, cleaned her up?
Dr. Rosenthal said she had convulsions during the night.
That poor lady.
Is the doctor still here?
No, he just left. He said he'd be back in a few hours. He doesn't hold out much hope.
Hey, don't count her out. I used to have some knockout fights with that lady when she was on the board of my theater. She's a tiger.
I hope you're right.
Is there a washroom that I can use?
Oh, sure. It's just around the corner to your left, next to the living room.
Thanks. I'll be right back.
Hello, Mr. Carter.
Do I know you?
No, we've never met. But I've heard so much about you.
I didn't mean to intrude.
You're not intruding, Mr. Carter.
I'm sorry to hear about Emma. Are you a relative?
No. I'm her companion. Can I help you?
Oh, I was just looking for the washroom. They said it was around here somewhere.
Just around the corner to your left.
Thanks. What, Emma? I didn't hear you, dear. Say that again. Stanford, Connecticut. All out to Stanford.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You bet.
Ryan, now, honey, you're gonna have to walk by yourself now. Mommy's got her arms full.
What's up, pal?
They said that Emma Sachs had a massive stroke last night.
Oh, jeez. You didn't see yourself, though?
Yes, I did. She's unconscious and she's struggling to breathe. It's really sad to look at, Tony. Is there any way you can get another doctor in there without them suing you?
There's always a way. Were you gonna be at the theater?
All day.
I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, pal.
Okay, buddy. How do you do? I'm Lieutenant Rossini, Stanford Detective Bureau. I understand that Mrs. Sachs had a stroke last night. We'd like to see her, please.
Yes, well, I'm afraid Mrs. Sachs has passed away.
When?
It was about an hour ago. Her family doctor just left.
Where's the body?
She's upstairs in her bedroom. Listen, Dr. Rosenthal said he'd make all the arrangements.
What's your name?
My name is Paul Kessler. I'm Mrs. Sachs's secretary, or I was.
I'd like to see the body.
Well...
I wasn't asking. Get a family doctor on the phone right away, please. Her doctor says she must have died of a massive stroke.
Smell her mouth.
Garlic?
That's right.
And she had pasta last night?
Maybe. There are other reasons for a garlic odor. She had convulsions before she died. I'm gonna need a lab to examine her fingernails and skin, but I don't believe it's so simple as a massive stroke, Tony. I think this woman was poisoned.
I don't think you folks understand me. This is just routine stuff, you know? Once in a blue moon, something turns up. Now, I just need to know what Mrs. Sachs ate and drank last night. Could you tell me that, please?
Last night we all had...
I make pot roast. And some boiled potatoes and red cabbage. She loves that, so I always make it when she just come home. And she has a glass of white wine with dinner. And just some fruit compote I serve for dessert.
You all ate the same thing?
Yeah.
Did she have anything after that, you know, before she went to bed? Anything at all?
Yeah, I bring her a cup of chamomile tea. She has that every night just before she goes to bed.
A cup of tea?
Yeah. Helps her to calm down, you understand?
Oh, sure. Where's the cup?
Please?
You brought her a cup of tea before she went to bed. Where's the teacup? Did you just wash it up this morning?
No. When I come in this morning and see her lying there frozen, I don't think about teacups.
Oh. So somebody else must have put it away. Rudy, did you wash up the teacup this morning, you know, just to help out a little?
No, I never even saw it when I came down this morning for breakfast. Everything was washed up, put away. All the cups are in the cabinet.
How about you, Paul?
No, I didn't wash it.
Miss Singer?
No, I didn't.
Miss Bernheim?
No.
She don't wash nothing. She just wait for me to pick up after her.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were hired as a cook housekeeper. I didn't realize you wanted me to be your assistant.
I don't want nothing from you.
Okay, good. So nobody washed the teacup. That's good. Makes it nice and clear. Did Mrs. Sachs come in close contact with anyone in the last 24 hours other than you people? You know, like on the airplane, someone come to the house last night?
There was a man on the plane who came up to us, and he talked so much with her that I was getting angry.
You travel with Mrs. Sachs?
Yes, I did. He kept asking Emma questions and saying how much he admired her, but I thought it was cruel because you could see how tired she was.
What kind of questions?
Well, for instance, he wanted to know if she would be going straight home. And I thought that was a little strange. He said he just wanted to know that she was going to be safe, but I still thought that was a little odd.
Safe from what?
From the Nazis. He said he was worried about her because of all the money she's been pouring in to help overthrow Hitler.
Do you happen to remember his name?
Yes, I do. John Wheeler from Chicago.
He was on his way to Chicago?
Well, he said he was going to Hartford first on business, and then he was coming back to Stamford before going home.
Thanks. Oh, anyone planning on leaving town?
Well, yes. I live in New York. I have to get back on business.
Not yet, Rudy.
No, I really...
No, you don't really. Pending the medical examiner's report, we have to do a follow-up on everyone who was present at the time of death. It's just routine. But you stay here. I want everybody to stick close to home. Okay? Thank you. You've all been real swell.
Wheeler. First name John. Yeah, check the hotels in Hartford. If you strike out, check New Haven, Bridgeport, Stanford. I'll be back in the office in 15 minutes. Nikki, order me a ham with provolone.
Mrs. Packard, Mr. Jordan and I are giving a small dinner party for Lord and Lady Ferncliff, two very dear friends of ours that are visiting from England, and we did so hope that you and Mr. Packard could come. Well, I'm so pleased. Yes, I'm delighted. Anyway, it's just a little dinner. Yes, Friday the 23rd, dinner at 8.
And curtain. Good. Bring up the lights, please. That was swell, folks. Let's take a little break, and I want to begin again with Max's last scene. Jimmy?
I heard it, Cash.
Tell me. Emma Sachs was murdered. Some form of arsenic was put into something she ate or drank, probably drank. She died an hour after you two left this morning. All the people in the house are gonna stay put. I'll see them later. Right now, they think she died of a stroke. Well, maybe one of them doesn't think that. I didn't say anything about murder. I don't want them to tighten up just yet. I want to ask you something, sweetheart. Do you happen to remember seeing a guy on the plane by the name of John Wheeler?
Do I remember him? He flirted with me almost the whole trip. Wanted to take me out to dinner on his way back from Hartford.
Oh, really? Well, maybe he did go to Hartford, but he didn't stay in any hotel there. Not in New Haven, not in Bridgeport. And there's no lease or business under his name in Chicago or any suburb of Chicago. But he did check into the Hotel Stanford at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
He checked in today?
He could have been there last night. He could have been in Stanford, left town, come back to Stanford, making sure lots of people noticed when he arrived.
But Tony, why would Mr. Wheeler want to kill a sweet lady like Mrs. Sass?
Hey, I don't know if he killed anybody. He could be the nicest guy in the world. Traveling salesman who flirts, not unheard of. But personally, I think something stinks. When he asked you to dinner, what did you say to him?
I said swell, so long as he didn't mind if my fiancé joined us, but I don't think he believed me.
Good, that's good. Do me a favor.
What, me?
Yeah. I got one of my men watching him at the hotel. I could take you there, wait with you in my car. If this Wheeler guy shows himself in a lobby or cocktail lounge or tries to leave the hotel, maybe you could bump into him, accidentally passing by, and if he asks you for a drink, maybe you could accept. Oh, what kind of business are you in, Mr. Wheeler? Oh, how nice. Oh, do you have family, Mr. Wheeler? Do you think you could do that?
Are you kidding? That's what I do all day on the plane.
I see your face, pal. What do you think? I'm nuts? One of my guys would be with her every minute. And if he wants to get her alone, she just says no. You think I'd let anything happen to her?
You know how many movies I've seen this in? But somehow the girl always gets...
No. Not this girl. And you want to know why?
Why?
Because I wasn't in any of those movies. That's why.
Let's try it.
Swell.
I'll go along.
I'll be all right. You have rehearsal.
It's just a play.
No, Cash. I don't want you to come. I think it'd be better if you didn't.
I'll be all right, honey, honest.
Don't you trust me?
Sure I do. It's nothing to do with you.
I promise she'll be okay.
You better be careful or I'm going to tell your mommy.
You working tomorrow?
No, I'm taking my fiancée to the airport. Why?
I'll talk to you later.
You better get going. I have a heavy date tonight.
No kidding?
Oh, yeah, very heavy. Maybe 127 pounds.
Let's go.
I'll see you in a little while.
Max?
We're here. Oh. He's in the cocktail lounge. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine.
Well, for crying out loud.
Looking for me?
I'm sorry?
John Wheeler.
Oh, Mr. Wheeler. Of course, I'm sorry. I thought your face was familiar. I'm a little preoccupied because I've been... Well, I think I've been stood up.
Your imaginary fiancé?
No, his imaginary sister. She was supposed to meet me in the lobby half an hour ago, and... Well, something must have happened.
May I offer you a drink?
Oh, you know, I better not, but thank you very much.
Just one drink. For old time's sake. Mimi?
You remember my name?
Of course.
All right. What the heck with it? Why should I worry about calling her? She's the one who stood me up.
Good for you.
Thank you. What do you do, Mr. Wheeler? I mean, what kind of business are you in?
I import white wines from Germany.
Oh.
What would you like?
Oh, gosh, what are you having?
Champagne cocktail. Would you like one?
That'd be fine, thanks.
Champagne cocktail for the lady, please.
How long are you staying in Stamford, Mr. Wheeler? Maybe you can meet my imaginary friend.
Just till tomorrow, I'm afraid. I have to fly back to Chicago before they fire me. Unless you call me John instead of Mr. Wheeler, in which case maybe I could arrange to just miss my flight.
Mr. Wheeler, I think you are a charming man. I really do. But honestly, my fiancé is not an imaginary friend. He is a real person.
Mm-hmm. What's he look like?
Well, I wouldn't call him tall, dark, and handsome, but I like his looks a lot. He's very gentle, and he's sort of delicate.
Oh, yeah? You like delicate?
I like it in him.
Your drink?
Thank you.
To new friends. You know, I don't see you with someone delicate.
Oh?
No. I think you want passion.
Well, I'm very happy.
No, I'm not talking about tender little kisses. I mean real passion.
Please let go.
No, spend just a little time with me, please.
Please let go, Mr. Wheeler.
You were going to call me John, remember?
Please let go, John.
Mimi, don't get mad.
Hey, Mimi! Oh, baby, I'm sorry I'm late. Look at you. Oh, my dumb sister. She was supposed to tell you. I was out looking for wedding bands, the place you sent me to. I got caught up. I'm sorry, babe.
Oh, darling, I would like you to meet Mr. John Wheeler. Mr. Wheeler was on the flight from Germany yesterday. John, this is my fiancé, Larry Carter.
How you doing, pal?
Fine, thanks. Pleasure to meet you.
I've been telling Mr. Wheeler all about you.
Oh, yeah?
Isn't he just what I said?
Yes, and even more.
No John Wheeler on any flight to Chicago, you sure? There is a John Wheeler on Pan Am to Berlin. When? 227, 10 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks. Thanks very much. Come on, Nicky. Let's go. We pick him up right now.
I gotta go.
Right now.
Yeah. I'll talk to you later.
Eigenen Trotz, eigene Beharrlichkeit, wann werden wir wieder emporsteigen, genau wie die Väter einst auch Deutschland nicht des Zelter hielten, sondern selbst den Schlappen.
To new friends.
To new friends.
Delicious. Oh, no, thank you.
Now, where do you come from? Not Stamford, Connecticut.
No, I am from Europe.
Yes, I heard that. Where in Europe?
Well, my mother was born in a little town in the south of France called Tourette.
Really? A French girl. I like French girls. Excuse me. Are you warm? I think it's a little too warm in here.
And my father was from Germany.
Really? Germany? Whoa. I'm sorry. I must be a little drunk, I think. Where in Germany was your father from?
Stuttgart. He had a little shop in the Jewish quarter.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's all right, Herr Gruber. You will be dead in 60 seconds, so please, don't worry on my account.
Können Sie mir Feuer geben?
We know why you came here, Herr Gruber. I wanted to kill you in Berlin, but that would have been a little bit too dangerous for me. Can I get you something? Some gefilte fish with a little horseradish dressing, or perhaps some schmaltzherrings. Do you like schmaltzherrings, Herr Gruber? Or perhaps after that, some flanken. And may I suggest a nice kosher wine to wash it all down.
Say something.
You can't go tomorrow.
Honey, I have to. I've got a whole crew depending on me.
What do you mean have to? I don't understand have to.
I can't just not show up. It's my turn.
What if I were sick and dying?
I wouldn't go.
But the whole crew would be depending on you. You couldn't just not show up.
You're not being fair.
You can't go.
You know I don't like it when you say you can't.
What should I say?
I don't want you to go, darling. I'd rather you didn't go. I would be so happy if you wouldn't go. I love you, sweetheart. Please don't go.
I love you, sweetheart. Please don't go. I'd be so happy if you didn't go. I'd rather that you didn't go. I feel rotten that you're going away to have dinner with Adolf Hitler instead of me.
I'll be back in 3 days.
I've got British intelligence on the phone, Lieutenant.
Great, thank you. This is Mr. Bromfield. How do you do, sir? I'm Lieutenant Rossini from the Stamford, Connecticut Detective Bureau. I believe you spoke with my friend Katmai Afino from the New York Bureau?
That's correct.
Good, good. Thank you very much for getting back to me, sir. The name of the man that I need you to help me identify is John Wheeler.
Do you love me? Do you love me?
Yes.
Say
I love you.
Say it again.
I love you.
We're gonna be very rich. And we're gonna have a baby.
Talking about 20,000, that's nothing.
We just can't do that.
Do you know how much money I'll be getting? Do you have any idea?
Her will hasn't even been filed yet. It'll be 2 or 3 months.
Are you people crazy? I will be a millionaire, for God's sakes. I'm only asking for $20,000.
We loved your aunt, Mr. Bernheim, but we're just a small bank.
She is dead. Do you understand that? She has left me a fortune.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave, Mr. Bernheim.
It's insane. Oh, this is stupid. I don't know how stupid you are. You're making a terrible mistake.
Nazi, can you believe it? Real name was Klaus Gruber, captain in the Gestapo. Used to be a major, but got demoted for screwing up. And he gets bumped off here in Stamford, Connecticut. Think he was here on vacation?
A war's gonna start any minute, and my fiancée is serving drinks on the flight to Germany. You got any special Italian insight that might keep me from going crazy?
We'll get something to eat later. We all here? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Emma Sachs was murdered. She was poisoned. Somebody put arsenic in the tea that she was drinking. I'm not accusing anyone of anything just yet. We need to find out who did this terrible thing. I'm asking you to help me. I want to see each one of you separately. I'm told we can use the dining room. Paul, we'll start with you first. The rest of you just go relax, have a cup of coffee, whatever. But don't leave the house. Thank you. Let me go now. Paul, did you get me a soda or a glass of water? My throat feels like a desert.
Oh, yes, of course. Can I get you anything, Mr. Carter?
No, thanks.
Well, I'll be right back.
You're a saint. I'm gonna remember you in my prayers. Guy gives me the creeps. Talk to him for 5 minutes, you want to ask him to be your best friend.
Did you want him out of the room so you could tell me something?
No, I was thirsty. I already know who did it, you know?
You do?
Yeah, that's what worries me.
Why?
Because I might spend all my time trying to prove that I'm right and miss out on the real McCoy. And that's why you're here, pal. Oh, thanks, Paul. Oh, yeah. Sit down. How you doing, all right?
Yes. Well, considering what you just told us.
Throws you have a job, huh?
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant...
Oh, I know, you feel bad, but she must have left you a little bundle in her will, no?
Well, no, as a matter of fact. She shocked us the other night. She told everyone she was going to change her will. Leave just about everything to help overthrow the Nazi regime.
No kidding?
Yes, which I thought was wonderful of her, but it was quite a surprise.
I bet.
But I told her lawyer exactly how she wanted to change it.
Doesn't count, though, does it? Unless she told him herself or wrote it down.
Yes, that's right. That's how he explained it to me.
Where were you born, Paul?
Well, actually, I was born in Germany, but my mother brought me over when I was 3.
Any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have a brother.
Where does he live?
He lives in Germany. He has a home in Hamburg.
Hey, that's where they get the name hamburger.
You're right. Very few people actually know that.
Just ask me. Frankfurt, Frankfurter.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, by the way, how the hell do you know Klaus Gruber? I know him through a mutual friend. What a character. We had drinks yesterday up at his room at the Stanford Hotel. He kept talking about you. Handsome son of a gun. Matter of fact, you look a little like him.
A little bit. That's what people say. Actually, Klaus is my brother. He's the one I was telling you about. He lived in New Jersey with me and my mother until my mother remarried.
When was that?
When he was 15. He went back to Germany to live with our father.
How much did he pay you?
Pardon?
To knock off Emma. 4 deposits in your bank account in 4 months, $5,000 at a time, and that ain't the whole caboodle, is it?
Tony, I don't know what...
Oh, drop that shy shit. Please, tell the truth. You killed her, didn't you?
No.
Klaus finds out you work for Emma Sachs. Tells his Nazi bosses, gets the assignment. You open up the door, let in your screw-up brother, show him Emma's bedroom, and he does it. That makes you an accessory to murder, Paul.
No.
Don't say no. I'm saying yes.
But I didn't.
You didn't.
No.
You didn't help kill a dear, sweet lady.
Look, I have been poor all of my life. I don't care anything about politics.
Tell me the truth. I'm gonna help you, Paul, but I can't help you unless you help me. Now, come on, tell me the truth. Come on, be a man.
He told me I'd be doing a wonderful thing for Germany. I shouldn't think about what a nice lady she is, that my father would finally be proud of me.
Good, Paul, now, come on.
Look, it was supposed to be exactly like you said. I was supposed to let Klaus into the house when Emma was alone in her room and he would take care of the rest, but somebody else killed her first. He never stepped foot in the house, I swear to God. I went to his hotel room yesterday to tell him what had happened. I don't know where he is now.
He's dead, Paul.
What?
Somebody killed him.
Oh, my God. My God.
Go put some water on your face and collect yourself a little. We'll talk later, okay? Come on, come on, come on. Would you tell Miss Bernheim to come in here? Could you do that for me, please? We'll talk later. I faked him out.
It's a good thing he fell for it.
Yeah, well, I go by instinct a lot.
You'd be a good actor.
Yeah. I'd be too nervous.
What happened to Paul?
I think your aunt's death upset him a lot, and I encouraged him to let his feelings out.
You all right?
I'm fine. Thanks, Cash.
Tony will straighten this out.
Sorry about your aunt. Please, come in, Miss Bernheim. Sit down.
Thanks.
So, you're gonna act in this guy's next extravaganza.
Yes.
Well, well, you must be good. Because I want to tell you, Miss Bernheim.
Oh, please, call me Dory.
You got it, Dory. What I want to know, Dory, is when your aunt came home the other night, did she say anything to all of you about changing her will?
No.
You sure about that, Dory?
What do you mean? Did she ramble on about the poor people in Germany and how she wished she could help all the desperate people all over the world? Yes, she did. She always talked that way when she came back from Europe. Even when we first came to live with her and Uncle Otto, after my parents died, she'd take us in her arms after one of her trips and say, "But aren't we the lucky ones?" and give us chocolates or a sweet roll. She never had any children of her own. When Mother died, Aunt Emma said, "Don't worry, little angels, I'll be your mother." And she was. She was a wonderful mother.
She absolutely didn't say anything about changing her will.
And she would never change her will.
Why would anyone want to kill her?
I don't want to get anyone into trouble.
Why not if they wanted to murder your wonderful mother? Paul?
Never. He's not capable of doing anything that bold.
Your brother?
Oh, please.
Well, folks at Stanford Bank say that he's having financial difficulties.
He's always having financial difficulties, but kill Aunt Emma? Never.
Well, there's not a whole lot of people left, Miss Bernheim.
That's right.
Help me.
Have you talked with Gertie about her politics?
Not yet.
She thinks Hitler is doing wonders for Germany.
Rachel?
I can't stand Rachel, so I might not be objective.
Why's that?
I was jealous of her.
You're very honest.
I try. She wasn't even a part of the family. Uncle Otto brought her back from Germany to be a sort of companion to Emma. I was just 13 then, but almost from the beginning, Aunt Emma seemed to like her best. Rachel used to call me her little sister. But when little sister grew up, Rachel got so jealous of me that I couldn't stand being around her anymore. She's turned into a small-minded, sexless prig.
Was Rachel ever married?
No. She was engaged once. 5 or 6 years ago, she met this music professor on a trip to Germany and they fell madly in love. He was a pretty good looker, too, judging by his pictures.
What happened?
She was ecstatic for a while, making plans for the wedding and all. And then out of the blue, the guy writes her a letter and dumps her. Probably spent the night with her in Germany and realized what he'd be getting into. I didn't mean that as a joke, but I'll take credit.
Fiancé. Happen to remember his name?
Emile someone. Funny last name, I don't remember it. Started with a B, I think.
Thanks, Dory. You've been a real help.
I want to come to rehearsals, Cash. May I?
That's up to Tony.
Sure. You can go to the theater.
Thanks.
Well, somebody's lying.
Excellent. You'd make a good cop.
Nah, I'd be too nervous. Did you want to see Rachel next?
Sure.
I'd like to get her myself. Do you mind?
Be my guest.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to stop.
I didn't realize you were here.
You play beautifully. You must... Were you a professional at some time?
No. Oh, my goodness. No, my father was a music teacher. He taught me.
That's a gorgeous piece you were playing. What is that?
Oh, it's just, I forgot the name. But I have the music here someplace. It was Emma's favorite. They were playing it when Otto asked her to marry him. She used to beg me to play it for her over and over again after Otto died. I think I drove everyone crazy. Well, that's what she wanted. Sorry. I guess the thought that Emma isn't here anymore. forgive me. She was the only friend I had in this house. Oh, I'm afraid I'm feeling sorry for myself. Is the lieutenant waiting?
Whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, no. Come in here, please. Mrs. Singer, come on and make yourself comfortable. I love canaries.
Miss Singer.
Sorry?
It's Miss Singer. I'm not married, Lieutenant.
Oh, I got you, sure. Miss Singer, the other night when both of you came back, did Mrs. Sachs say anything to all of you about wanting to change her will?
Yes, she did. I assume you knew that.
Well, I heard different things. Would you mind telling me how you remember it?
Well, she said instead of giving her money to us, she wanted to give it to a few groups in Germany, which her husband had been trying to help before he died.
With all due respect, that must have been a bit of a blow to you, wasn't it?
No. I didn't care about her money. I've saved through the years. She and Otto have been very generous with me. No, it was important for Emma to have peace of mind if she thought she was going to die. I understood that.
Rachel, were you ever married? I hope you don't mind my asking.
No, I don't mind. No, I was never married.
Were you ever engaged?
No. I'm an old maid, Mr. Carter. Why? Were you thinking of asking me out?
Well, I'm engaged, but otherwise, I certainly would be interested.
Why would you have been interested?
Because of the way you play the piano. Do you think Paul could have been involved in Emma's death?
Never.
Do you like him?
Yes. I think he's a very good secretary.
No, I mean personally.
Do you mean romantically, Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Yes, I once did. A few years ago. Until our little slut came back home from New York and started flirting with him. He couldn't resist her aggressive charms. But I'm sure the only reason she wanted him was because I had him.
Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate your help, Miss Singer. Oh, would you mind telling Rudy to come in here, please?
Bye, Mr. Carter.
Oh, yeah, she wanted to change her will. Never. She would never change her will. Oh, yeah, she wanted to change her will. I feel like I'm in a poker game. I don't know who's bluffing.
Mrs. Schneider? Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that was a short trip. You must be on the same schedule I'm on. Were you on business?
Yes.
Can I get you something to drink, Mrs. Schneider?
A glass of champagne.
Sure. Who do you work for, Mrs. Schneider?
A lingerie company.
No kidding. Which one?
It's called Red Sea. It's a small company, but a good one, I think.
Well, it seems a shame coming all that way and having to go back so soon. Couldn't you talk them into letting you stay a little longer? Do a little shopping in New York?
Well, that would have been very nice, but I really have to get back. I have such a lot of work to do.
Well, I'm sure you know best. Enjoy your trip.
Thank you.
How long were you with her, Gertie?
18 years.
You must have grown very close.
Yeah. I loved her.
What brought you over?
I was hungry. She hires me. It's her first job in America. When I come after the war, she treats me like a human being. Good wages. And she lets me eat whatever she's got in the house. And that's something, I tell you, Especially after the war, when you had to wait for half a day in line just for a loaf of bread.
Well, I know there are lots of arguments about it, but I think Hitler is doing a few good things for the people in Germany right now.
You're a fool.
You don't know what it means to be up against it, to be fighting him every second. What would you do if you didn't have a penny? Not 1 red cent.
Those aren't the lines, Cash.
I know those aren't the lines. I'm improvising. This whole thing is getting too wooden. It's all predictable. Let's get some life into it. Stay in the scene and answer me. What would you do if they cut you off without a penny? What? You would do what?
But they'd never.
But if they did, what would you do? Not a penny. Not 1 goddamn penny. What would you do?
I'd spit in their faces. I'd get a job. Any job. I'd never speak to them again for the rest of my life. I'd say to hell with you. I don't need you. You can keep your damn money. I'll never come back, never. No matter how much you beg.
That's the stuff you have to explore if you want to do this scene.
I can see that, but it's tough, Cash.
Are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
Is Paul the father?
Yes.
Would he kill for you?
No. He's not capable of doing anything on his own.
Would you kill for him?
No.
I put you through enough today. Go home and get some rest.
Cash, the musician's been waiting a long time. You want to see them in costume?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, bring him up. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Where are my boys? There you are. Look at you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Do you fellas know My Buddy?
Yeah.
Would you play a little for me, please?
Good night, Cash.
Good night, sweetheart.
I'll see you in the afternoon.
Nights are long since you went away. I think about you all through the day. My buddy, my buddy.
That was Emma's favorite song.
Nobody.
Not too corny?
So true.
Oh, no. It's just right for the scene.
Miss your voice, the touch of
Okay,
your
fellas,
hand.
thanks. We'll stick with that for when the dinner guests start coming in, okay? Jimmy?
Right here, Cash.
That's enough for today. I'm tired. Would you put the musicians on a will notify, and we'll start again tomorrow at noon? Okay?
Right.
Thanks, fellas. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Carter.
Hello, Gertie. Is Rachel in?
Yeah, she is.
Would you ask if I can see her?
Tell her you're here.
Mr. Carter, what brings you back so late in the day? Aren't you tired?
Little bit. I just wanted to ask you a question. If this isn't a good time, you just tell me and I'll come back.
No, no, no. It's all right. It's always nice to see you. You have a very comforting quality. Very gentle.
Thank you. I have a compliment for you. I love that perfume you're wearing.
What a nice thing to say.
Blue Mist, isn't it?
Yeah, It is. Oh, you're remarkable.
No, I'm not remarkable. My wife wasn't alive to teach my daughter Sophie anything about perfume, so when she went to high school, she used to pour half a bottle over herself. She thought that was going to attract the boys. Took me a long time to convince her that they could smell her coming a mile away. I haven't smelled blue mist since she went off to college, till the other morning, when you came into Emma's bedroom, when I was standing over her.
I see.
Oh, by the way, do you happen to know the song, Nights Are Long Since You Went Away?
I dream about you all through the day. Yeah. I know that song very well. That was Emma's favorite song.
Oh, was it? We were using it this afternoon at rehearsal. Such a pretty tune.
Mr. Carter, I believe you want to ask me something.
Yes, I do. I went to the library this afternoon. You look beautiful in your engagement picture. Very happy.
I was very happy.
Why did you lie about never having been engaged?
Because I found out that my fiancé didn't love me. Mr. Carter, I looked in on Emma every 15 or 20 minutes that night. I was very worried about her. And when I saw you standing there in the morning, I didn't feel I had the right to disturb you. What are you thinking about?
Nothing. No, I just feel a little...
You don't believe me?
No, I do. Honestly, I do.
Do you think because I didn't want to talk to you this morning about that particular song I was playing, and made up this silly story about it being Emma's favorite, that it means that I murdered Emma?
Rachel, if I jump in this pool now with my clothes on, will you forgive me?
Of course I will. I'm not offended. I might have been if it were someone else. Mr. Carter, won't you stay and have dinner with me?
No, no thanks.
But we have plenty.
No, I had a sandwich earlier. Thank you very much. I have to get to the theater and work some things out.
You're going to the theater now?
Yeah, because I'm a jackass. Someone in the cast got sick and I said I would take over. I should have my head examined. I haven't acted for a long, long time, so now I have to go to the theater and work on my own part.
All by yourself?
It's nice. Very romantic. I like working in the theater at night when I'm all alone.
I'm sure you will be very good in that part. I can't imagine you not being good at anything you do.
I'm going to quote you in the newspapers. Thanks for your understanding. Goodbye, Rachel.
Goodbye, Mr. Carter.
I thought you said you knew who did it.
Don't be a wiseacre.
What are you doing right now?
Sitting in my office eating a prune Danish, trying to figure out who killed the Nazi.
Would you do me a favor?
Talk to me.
Hello. I don't want to be disturbed for a while.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Carter.
I thought you might come.
Why did you think that?
Well, I sort of invited you, in a way. I know you feel comfortable talking to me. I don't imagine you have anyone else you can talk to right now. Ever been on a stage before?
Yeah. A few times. I used to give concerts with my father.
That's right. Your father was a music teacher, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And your fiancé was a music teacher.
Yes, he was.
And I imagine that beautiful melody you were playing this morning is what they were playing when Emile asked you to marry him.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard to believe that he could fall out of love with you. Sorry. Perhaps I shouldn't have said that.
Mr. Carter, do you have any water here?
Sure.
Thank you. I'd like to have been a concert pianist. I never thought I'd be good enough. I used to love the empty concert halls. But I got such stage fright when the audience would come in. Mr. Carter? When did you know that I killed Emma?
Well, I didn't know for sure until tonight, when you said that you looked in on Emma every 15 or 20 minutes all through the night.
I'm not quite sure I understand.
Well, why would anyone look in on Emma every 15 or 20 minutes after she went to bed? Unless you were the one who poisoned her and were just checking to see if she was dead yet.
Yes. Of course. Would you like to know why I killed her?
Yes, I would.
When Emma and I arrived in Berlin 2 weeks ago, I received a note from my ex-fiancé begging me to please come see him, that he was dying of cancer. When I got there, he told me that Emma had come to see him 5 years ago, just after Otto had died. I was supposed to be married. Just a few weeks. And he had told me that Emma had said to him,
I know you want to have a family. I know how much that means to you. Rachel's always telling me this, but she can't have a family. If she had a child, it would kill her. Oh, I've sent her to specialist after specialist. You cannot imagine, but she'd rather die trying to please you. Please don't tell her I've been here. Please. She'd never forgive me if she knew I told you. Only, if you really love her, write her a letter. Make any excuse. Say you've met someone and you've fallen out of love with her. Please. I beg of you. Only don't marry her. If you do, it'll kill her.
it was all lies. She was terrified that she was going to be left alone after her husband died. So, she ruined my life. I bought arsenic at an apothecary shop in Berlin the day after I saw Emil. On the night we arrived home, I poured the poison to the teapot that Gertie was preparing. It's nice to hold your hand, Mr. Carter. I'm feeling a little lonely right now. I'm so sorry to put this burden on you. I took arsenic.
I'm gonna get you to the hospital.
Wait. I took 3 times the dose. I gave Emma. I won't be alive much longer. Honestly.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm charging you with conspiracy to commit murder. Let's go, pal.
All I want is just one girl, but I have to have one girl. I could use many more, even 3 or 4, but one is enough. All I want is just one moon, though there is only one moon. That's plenty for me, just as long as he is doing his stuff. All I want is just one word, that little word yes, from a certain sweet someone I'm eager to press to my chest. All I want is just one kiss, but I have to have one kiss. All I want is one, all I want is one. For a start,